We got a fire presentation. We always bring that fire. We got some serious questions that we are asking the viewers out there today. Can you rationalize an answer for this serious question? Why can't we find one tomb for any prophet or king from the nation of Israel? Anybody can give me an answer for that? From a people that supposedly was in slavery in Egypt, the most advanced nation in the ancient world in architecture, and and you spend 420 years in the most advanced nation in architecture. And then when we ask you where are the tombs of your prophet and kings, we can't find one. We can't find one tomb. Can't find one. Not one. You see, no manuscripts, no manuscripts from Moses to the Dead Sea Scrolls, 1,000 years of no manuscripts, no tombs of any prophet, no tombs of any king. You see, all fabrication. Y'all done went over there like Disneyland, and y'all done created stations and say, oh, you got the one little tomb over there, I believe it's in Hebron. Abraham, Isaac, got some little fabricated tomb, but there's never been any real tombs found. You see, yeah, yeah, yeah. I've never seen any real tombs found, and this is preposterous for a people that supposedly spent 420 years under the most advanced architectural nation in the ancient world. It just can't you can't get away with that. You got to have proof because you say you built temples in Egypt, which is we know is not true. You didn't build none in it. You built temples everywhere other than Israel. That's the only place you didn't build none. You built some here. Maybe you built some in yeah, maybe they built some in Babylon or whatever, but you just didn't build none in Israel. And so this is becoming a farce. You see, for us to believe that Israel was even a real state. I mean, look, when you go to Greece, they got some temples. You see? They got some temples. Okay? The Africans laid it down now. The Greek temple is an African temple. It's built no different than, it's not as, you know, it's not as advanced as the African temple, but the blueprint for the Greek temple is the same as the Egyptian temple. No different than the Roman, no different than the Hindu, no different than the Roman cathedral, Catholic cathedrals and basilica. They all built from the blueprint of the ancient Egyptian temple. So when you go to Greece, they got some temples left over. They got some temples. Surprisingly, the Greeks got some temples. And the thing is about when you lay a temple down, you see, I mean, even if they knock it down, you got the foundation. You got the foundation. You see, you got the foundation. And usually, wherever they build temples at, it's been a sacred spot for a long time. So you could go up under these temples and you will find different foundations for earlier temples. You see, so the foundation will still be there. And so the Greeks got temples still standing foundations, if nothing else, tombs. Now I don't know anything about their tomb. I don't even believe they got some temples, but I don't even think they found any tombs of the Greeks as far as kings. They haven't found any tombs. I don't believe that they have. And so the Romans have left temples. They've left temples. They got temples all over the Mediterranean and other places. Even the Mayans, even, everybody. How is it that the Israelites didn't leave anything? You say lamb's wool. Yeah, it's up there. It's about time for me to go ahead and you know what I'm saying, get a little line, get it lined up, shaped up again. But anyway, how is it that the Israelites is the only nation that never managed to leave any type of architecture? And the one thing about the Egyptians, even when, if say for instance, the outer structure fell down, they had such elaborate tombs underground. I done been in pyramids where it didn't fail down. But the thing is, even if it fall down, it's gonna be rubble. It's gonna be rubble, and then you could go down in it, and then you got the underground tomb. People they gonna rob it, but they ain't gonna take their time to just destroy the whole thing. Even if they deface some things, it's still gonna be some evidence. So the fact that the Israelites don't have no tombs, no temples that remain, and even that temple that's up there, man, that don't go back to no Hayrod, and man, that's garbage. You see, man, they built that edifice over there that they call Temple Mount. Man, they built that during the Crusades. That don't go back to no Solomon or nothing like that. They ain't got nothing over there. You understand what I'm saying? That they could attribute to any Solomon or anybody. Okay? And even when you read the book, Solomon contracted the Phoenicians to build his temple. He contracted the Phoenicians. I believe it was from the city of Tyre. You see that's where he contracted them to build the temple. The timber was from Lebanon, Phoenicia. You see, and so they was the ones that constructed that temple for the most part. So you can't even find, even in the book, where the Israelites even built anything for themselves. They conquered and they co-opted the Canaanite cities, they dwellings, because these is nomads. They living in tents. They ain't built no cities. They was nomads. They didn't know nothing about cities until they came into Canaan in Egypt. That's when they knew cities. And then they say Abraham left Babylon, but even that's Cushite. So they was living in the cities of the Africans. They did not have no cities, and they did not have no structures. And so you don't have writings, you don't have tombs for your kings and prophets. How is this a real reality for people? How do they keep talking about this is the word of God and can't verify nothing? No writings, no temples, no tombs, no kings, no prophets, nothing. This is Disneyland, what we discussing here, where you just create characters like Marvel Comics. You create all these characters, and then you breathe life into it and say, and go over there and make stations and say, oh, this is where John the Baptist was slept. This is where Elijah. But reality is, this is not an ancient station. These are made up stations for the believers of today so they can make money and that their mind will be trapped and that this is the Holy Land and all of this. But outside of that, they have no documentation or proof of anything in the Bible, the Torah, the New Testament, or the Quran. And these is facts. Anybody that can find a temple, a tomb of any prophet or king, queen of Israel, could you please, with sarcophagus, with uh, writings and everything to verify that, could you please do that immediately? Get it over to me so that I can look at it. I've been looking, and the internet has been looking. Scholars in Israel have been looking, have not found it yet. All right, family, I'll see you real soon. Leave a comment if you're feeling some kind of way. I want to hear from you. See you in a minute. Black Pop.